All right, it's Wednesday, which means Random Rambling Wednesday.
My favorite time of the week.
JP,
Number one, we get new comics. Number two, we get to talk about whatever we want to talk about.
JP loves it because he gets to be unchained and unfiltered, which brings me to this warning before we start. This is not appropriate for children because there's no telling where the subject will go. There's also no limit on the language. So most of our stuff is fairly, I'm not going to say family friendly, but it's tame for children, right? But this one podcast, not so much. So this is for the adults. This is like the Adult Swim version of our podcast.
More or less,
so
yeah.
We're just going to talk about whatever. Make sure before we start, you can check us out. You may be listening different ways. You might be on Periscope right now, so we are live. If you're not on Periscope, you should go to Periscope and follow both JP and myself. I'll give you our names in a minute because we've gotten in the habit of doing live Periscope while we're podcasting. So it's a cool little thing. You can kind of see us in all of our beautiful glory while we're doing this. Also, we are now on Castbox.
Oh, Castbox.
Put us on Castbox.
Oh,
was
man, I've never
suggested
heard of
by
that,
a listener. So
sounds
we
cool.
are on YouTube, SoundCloud, and Castbox. You can find us just by going to any of those and searching The Podcasting Dead. One viewer said he wished we were on something else because YouTube was draining his battery on the way to work. So now there you go. You've got just audio-only versions, which pretty much is what we are anyways, but no imagery or anything to drain your battery. So you can find us on there. And I'm trying to think, is there anything else before we... So we're on either of those three. Make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, all of that good stuff, because it's just a click. What does a click hurt, right?
And you can always unsubscribe. It's not like a lifelong commitment.
Please don't.
Yeah, you shouldn't, but,
subscribe on YouTube. You hit the little bell, you'll get notifications, and...
you can always hit it and quit it. It's, it's up to you.
That's the JP way.
Yeah. I think it's a good philosophy.
And before we get to going, let's give out that social media info. JP on Periscope is jpslim.
Just jpslim.
You took out the Japeapzy, right?
I took out JP. I thought it'd be more streamlined. Just jpslim.
So just jpslim for JP on Periscope, and then you can find him on Snapchat at j_radsaw.
Yeah, don't do a lot with Snap here lately, but definitely like Periscoping.
Yeah, you put a few things on Snap though. I mean, it's more like what's happening around here type thing.
Yeah,
like,
I like the Periscope. For one thing, it's not linked up to anyone I know from like work. I mean, except for you, of course. Nobody in my personal life.
And I'm his manager, which is the funniest if you watch his Periscope. So
yeah, I mean, to be honest, you've probably got more dirt on me than the people.
I had that before Periscope. So
I was gonna say you've had dirt on me before I even worked here.
So it's all good. But yeah, follow him there. Mine is super easy. I'm Justin Lloyd. That's it. Just I'm Justin Lloyd, no apostrophe. There's 2 L's in Lloyd. I'm Justin Lloyd for Instagram, Snapchat, and Periscope, which I just recently, I messed around with Periscope yesterday, but I plan to start doing more with that. But so without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into our discussion. So JP, what's up, man? Usually you steer these. What's up in your life? That usually starts it out.
What is up in my life, man? I was betrayed by a lifelong friend yesterday.
Please do tell.
Well, I mean, in a sense I was. It's Carter's is a gas station right up the road. I've been eating their pizza for years.
Right.
It's actually Hunt's Brother Pizza, and man, I texted you this morning. I've been in and out of the bathroom all night and into the morning.
Oh,
and
man.
I was very...
So you feel betrayed?
Yeah, I've been eating that pizza forever and a day. I was down at Granny Nana's, digging through her building. I got a bunch of stuff in storage.
Because we're going on a backpacking trip this weekend, and JP, I am just bugging. I know that I'm irritating him. I'm a very self-aware individual.
Well, I'm also the most unprepared person you've probably ever known.
That is also true.
I mean,
but JP is going with us whether he wants to or not. So I think too, and two, it's part of it's I want him to be there. Part of it's I think it would be good for him. JP's had a rough month or so, and I think getting out with a few of us, sitting by a fire, doing a little hiking, sipping on a little something, I think it'll be good for his soul. So.
I'm not gonna lie, man. I've given a little thought to taking some mushrooms up there, but
we'll be there to watch you. But keep in mind that my friend and I are going on Friday, and we're going to camp, and then you and another friend are going to meet us up there on Saturday. Keep in mind though that with the night that you're there, we are literally camping on top of a mountain. So there is a rock wall there. One good thing, there's kind of a rock wall around it, so it will keep some of the wind off, and it might help you from not jumping off the side by accident. But you are on the side of a mountain.
Yeah, well, I've never. The only thing I lose my shit with is booze. I mean, if I'm boozing it up, I might, there ain't no telling. But no,
I'm going to have some whiskey, but we'll be drinking it straight. So I don't know if you drink it straight or you got to have a.
No, I can drink it straight. I mean, I can't say what the consequences may be.
When I go backpacking, I like to old school it. I have it like in a little flask, and tape little nips off of it. But because I think the weather right now that we saw is it's supposed to be about 72 during the day, which is very nice.
Right.
And then it's supposed to get down to like the high 40s at night. So it'll be a little bit chilly, but actually pretty good camping weather. Like it's chilly enough that you want to get in your sleeping bag, but not so cold that you're miserable, but also not so warm that you're kind of sweating out in your sleeping bag. Like it's just a nice temperature to get into your bag, and especially after a few nips of some whiskey. And you'll sleep like an angel.
Yeah, like the old Wester. So we're going to be like pioneers.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I had explained to my friend Brad last night, right? So Brad, all right, I don't think that Brad's actually, I haven't been backpacking in a while, but I loved it back in the day, and I really want to get back into it. So Brad was asking me last night about like the campsites and stuff. And he's like, I don't feel comfortable leaving our stuff at the campsite, though. And I'm like, why would we leave our stuff at the campsite? And he goes, well, because if we're going to go hiking the next day, I was like, we're going to pack up that morning. He's like, we have to pack up. I was like, yes, we're going to pack up that morning. We're going to hike down, meet Joey and JP. And once we got them, we're going to go up another trail and we're going to camp up atop that night in a completely different spot. And then we'll come down that morning. And he's like, oh, I said, dude, we're pioneering this thing, man. Like we're backpacking.
Yeah, there's no like home base.
Right. No, we're gonna set up somewhere to camp that night. Which he actually, though, man, he went out. He didn't. I told him to go up here. He could have got a tent up here that was made more for backpacking. Like my tent is a backpacking tent. It's made to be, and it's really not that hard to set up. He got like a 3-person dome tent, which has a lot more to do setting up. I was like, man, I mean, I told you I'd get it for you, but so yeah, it's going to be a good time. I think you're going to come out of this experience wiser and ready to embrace life.
I hope there's some clear skies, man. Like I said, I'm not so sure I won't do some kind of psychedelics on top of the mountain.
You do what you want.
How would that be?
I would recommend though, just do it once we stop. You know what I mean?
Dude, like I'm not going to be hiking on.
Yeah, I would say you do what you want to do. But let's just make sure we're probably settled in for the night.
Yeah, I was going to say once like camp has been established, because man, I mean it's like anything else. Number one, you're going to lose whatever you're getting. Just all the energy you're exerting. Yeah. Plus, I mean, you get sweaty and a little clammy. I mean, you're essentially getting food poisoning, and I've never, wanted to hike anywhere on food poisoning.
No.
So yeah, man, I think it would be cool. It kind of harkened back to like Native American days, just experiencing
tripping
these elements
balls
of
in
nature,
the woods.
looking at the stars.
Yeah, man.
Getting in contact with the ancestors, maybe.
Yeah, well, we'll be there to watch you. I mean, granted, do we need to lock your tent when you go to sleep?
No, dude. Like I said, it's not even like that.
Then you'd be spazzing out. I can't get out.
No,
I've been eaten by a bear. Somebody help!
Man.
But yeah, so we'll begin. I mean, it should be a pretty time of the year. Stuff's blooming, starting to come out for springtime.
Yeah, and mosquitoes it's not so warm that mosquitoes are all over the place and ticks.
That's why when you were like earlier when you weren't sure if you were going and you were like, well, I'm definitely going to go some this summer. I want you to go this summer too. And we go. But the thing is, you got to realize it's a completely different experience. You're wearing shorts. You're sweating like hell.
Yeah.
Mosquitoes are tearing you up. You got to apply sunblock and bug spray.
No, dude.
Whereas now you go, and I mean, I'm not saying, you still might want to throw a little sunblock in there, which you don't have to. I've got some, but you probably won't need it as much. A lot more shade right now on this trail, and little to no mosquitoes, bugs, snakes, any of that. So
I'm telling you, man, I'm not going to make the same mistake I made at the race this past Saturday with no hat, man. This bald head of mine. You get
get burned?
I mean, not like I've been really badly burned on top of my head, because when you have hair all your life, you kind of take for granted that it protects your scalp from the sun when there's not so much up there. I mean, dude, every time you bite into food you're chewing, there's muscles on top of your head moving that you're not even aware of.
Absolutely.
And it's excruciating when it's sunburnt up there.
Absolutely.
So I will not be doing that.
For the radio station we work at, we had to be at Martinsville Speedway this weekend, and for the STP 500, and let me adjust my mic. Old JP here. We were supposed to meet at 7:00. Myself, a friend of mine named James, and JP, we're going to meet up at 7 and try to be there by like 7:30, 8 o'clock. Well, Mr. JP here, at first I was pissed, right? I was like, I'm gonna kill him. I swear to God. And then it turned into concern because I was like, well, shit. I saw his snaps and stuff last night. Like he was at this country music jamboree thing, and I mean, he was probably drinking. And I know JP really only has one speed when it comes to getting himself elevated, I'll say, getting messed up. That's
not true. Like last night I had a couple of beers, and like I can have a couple of beers, but when I make the conscious decision to go into Terminator mode, there's no turning
Well, what
back.
I think is it's not so much, I don't think that you can't just have a few beers, but I think when you're at a party, you can't not party. You know what I mean?
Like I said, when I make the conscious decision
which is what you're doing this Friday.
When I just say, fuck it, I'm going hard, then I go hard, and then I get fucked up. And
this Friday, you're saying you're taking it easy.
Yeah, this Friday. Yeah, this is going to be a business
because he's got to get up Saturday morning and meet us.
Yeah.
We're going to hike all the way down the trail to get to him. Mm-hmm. So if we get there and I get a text, man, I just woke up. We might make a drive back to town, but no. But JP had a little bit too much fun.
Oh, yeah, I had way too much fun.
What time did you get to the Speedway? Probably like at 11:30.
Yeah.
We got there at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock, I broadcast it live alone because JP's supposed to be my on-air wingman, but it's okay. He's been to like 3 other races and been very prompt and on time. So it's not a habit. So
it's one of those things
it happens.
Where, I mean, like we do it more for exposure. It's not like, we have a paying, I mean, they are a paying client, but it's not, like the one you did a couple weeks ago. Now, if I was supposed to be there, that would have been a little different story. But
you're talking about from the car lot?
Toyota.
Yeah.
Like if I had
that would have been a disaster.
Yeah,
You've never flaked on board hopping.
I've never flaked on anything that's like a set in stone commitment.
Yeah, I think in your head, like, all right, board hopping, this is a high paying client. I've got to be there. It's whatever. But, with the Martinsville thing, you're like, we're just kind of there to be a part of it. So
I mean, I still had every intention of being there that morning, but just, jpslim at like 8 o'clock that night had a totally different mindset from jpslim at like
earlier
midnight,
in the day.
You know what I'm saying? Like I was going hard. I was like, man.
If you're listening on Periscope, drop a comment. I don't look at the screen that much, but if you're listening on Periscope, please drop a comment and let us know that you're here.
Maybe Papa Long Dong's with us this morning.
Papa Long Dong does not exist,
Papa Long
JP.
Dong exists.
JP swears. You know what? I don't even want to. I'm not even going to take the. JP, you explain to our listeners who Papa Long Dong is, and then I'll explain why he's not real.
No, it's
he or she. You said she's a transsexual
female. Yeah, transgender. Female.
She's a transgender.
And a longtime listener of the podcast, just a valued member of my Periscope family, and I think a longtime listener of the podcast.
I don't think Papa Long Dong exists, so I can't say whether she listens to the podcast.
Very, very, very attractive. Just saying that. And like I told her on Periscope yesterday, I've never dabbled in the transgender waters. I've always kind of, I mean, look, I live in the moment.
Right. It just hadn't presented itself yet.
Right.
It's not that you're against it. It's just not popped up yet.
And I'm not saying I would jump on it if it did present itself.
You just have to wait and see what happens,
like I said, I live in the moment, brother.
That's the best way to live. Life's longer when you live in the moment.
That's right.
But
it's more satisfying, that's for sure.
So now let's get to why Papa Long Dong just is not real at all.
No.
Papa Long Dong is not real because JP was telling me about this Papa Long Dong and was all of this. So we go back to watch the Periscope, and I think that we've got a Fight Club situation here. I think that JP just has created Papa Long Dong in his mind.
No.
And because JP was talking about, like, you can go back and watch the Periscope, and JP is replying to comments that are not there. Everybody else's comments are there, and they're popping up, but Papa Long Dong is nowhere to be seen.
There was a glitch of some kind, but we'll get to the bottom of that.
You think there was a glitch of some kind?
Some kind of glitch. It's fine.
Yeah, okay.
I'm sure she'll watch the replay and probably comment on our video. I wonder... I've never seen Papa Long Dong in the comments section. I wonder what her YouTube name is.
Lady Long Dong?
Maybe. I don't know.
Lady Long Dong. I don't know. But I don't think she's real. But she could be. She could be out there.
Yeah,
JP swears she's real, but I've not seen anything. I think she's a figment of his imagination. She is his Tyler Durden.
No. I've got a Tyler Durden, and he exposes himself to... Anyway.
Speaking of Tyler Durden, man, Fight Club 3, the comic.
Right.
is better than Fight Club 2.
Okay.
But still not that good.
Really? Yeah, I feel like that's probably just a cash grab.
Oh, easy. It's one of those things. It was a novel, and then it was a movie. Like it needs to be kept in its playing field. Like it should have been a novel release, or I mean, it's one of those things where I would love a sequel, but at this point in time, I don't, because I just have such a perfect.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, dude. That would
like Fight Club was just it was wrapped up nice. I loved it. It's just my favorite movie ever, and I feel like a second one would only just piss me off. So don't need another movie. Maybe another novel. You know what I mean? But I don't think it really transfers well from page or screen to page, but comic page. But yeah. So I don't know. So you're not getting that, are you?
No, I hadn't picked it up.
The art's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, the art's really cool, but it just it's a little, I don't know.
Man, tell me about the heat death of the universe. You were talking about that earlier.
The heat death of the universe.
Isn't that basically what, I mean, I guess that's what they call it, where all the stars burn out.
Well, this is basically, it's a video on YouTube you can watch. It's a time lapse. It's a long video, so if you're going to watch it, prepare to sit down and get comfortable. And, but basically it just starts right now in 2019, and it fast forwards. And I mean, it just shows the changes the Earth will go through and all of that. And then it gets to like billions of years, then trillions of years. But basically at the end, like there's nothing. And like when you think about the universe ending, like it just was in my mind, it just was this thought of like the lights, are turned off, whatever. But no, we're talking no matter at all. Like there's nothing. The planets, the stars, everything has long decayed, broke apart. Atoms have fallen apart. Like there is no matter in the universe. It is just a void. Like it's not even really an empty void in the sense. I mean, it is empty, but like there's nothing. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing. Towards the end, there'll be little light particles. They say could be bouncing around, but you're talking just a true void.
So will gravity still exist? Will there even be?
That's a good question. That I honestly don't know. I know it talks about like gravity. I guess not, because it talks about gravity decay and like how it'll spit planets out of its, like, how like solar systems, it'll, planets, gravity will like decay, or I don't know if decay is the right word. Keep in mind, it's a very long video and I'm not a scientist, but like basically gravity will like die or loosen or something. Basically, all these planets in their solar systems will just get thrown out into space.
Yeah, man. I'm somewhat familiar with this theory, mainly from Doctor Who, but basically we need a second Big Bang, I guess.
It's a very
reignite the universe.
It's it's a very depressing thing, but it's also a very not depressing thing, which I know is a terrible way to put it. But like at one end of the spectrum, it's very depressing just to imagine like nothing, and we'll be long gone. We won't even be aware, but like just like nothing. Like it's really hard for the human mind, I think, to comprehend the true understanding of nothing. Like there's nothing. There's no air. There's no particles. No nothing. And it's kind of depressing, but at the same time, it's kind of awe-inspiring to be a part of that. You know what I mean? Like human existence and life in the grand scheme of this, at least. And keep in mind, this is a projected time. I mean, nobody really knows. It's a theoretical thing.
Right.
But our life is like a billionth of a second in comparison to the life of the universe. Like we really are just like a blink of an eye to the universe.
And for a loser like me, it makes me feel a little bit better, because at the end of the day, nothing matters. We're all just dust in the wind.
So would you say you're a nihilist?
I have tendencies, sure. I have tendencies.
I could think that, but I mean, I don't know that you're a complete nihilist. I mean...
No, I mean, I have morals. Like nihilists don't believe in anything, right? They don't really have
life is pointless. There's no point to anything. Like, just whatever. But yeah, it is kind of awe-inspiring, though, regardless of religious beliefs or what you think will or won't happen, just to be a part of that. Just to it really kind of makes you feel small, but not necessarily in a bad way, because you realize the universe is just doing its own thing, and we're just along for a little bit of the ride. We're just that cool guy that you picked up outside of Vegas and gave a ride, That was a terrible attempt to make a Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. But I mean, we're just on there for just a little bit. If anything, it kind of makes you appreciate the time you do have a little bit more, because it's just like, man, I mean, compared to what the universe is going through, I mean, it won't even remember us.
Yeah, Ricky Gervais in that show I was telling you about, Afterlife, he says something like that. Like the fact that he doesn't believe in God or an afterlife makes every moment of the day that much sweeter,
Right.
You know, this is all you've got. And our friend Dan Ashdown, I said his name right, he was telling me that there's actually a second season of that coming out, which is...
Oh, nice. I bet that makes you happy.
Yeah, it's weird. They left it like wrapped up tight, so I didn't think there would be, but...
Well, let's see. Right here, Wikipedia says, the heat death of the universe is an idea of an ultimate fate of the universe in which the universe has evolved to a state of no thermodynamic free energy and therefore can no longer sustain processes that increase entropy.
So I wonder, like the quantum, like time, like, you know, I mean...
Time would not exist.
But I mean, you know, we've talked before
about... Which time doesn't exist now. Time's just a construct.
It's how we perceive things.
Right,
like time,
right.
Everything's happening simultaneously, according to some theories. So will that still exist, or will that just like...
I think there's nothing. I think at that point it
VCR
stops.
tape just pops out and just...
That's a great way to put it. Yeah, I think the VCR, it's just done.
Eject the tape.
There's nothing. Like, there's no... Without things to age and change, we really can't judge time. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a... thing. I don't know. That's a great question. I would love to get someone who actually knows what they're talking about in here for this. Keep in mind that JP and I are not coming on here stating that we know any of this. This is a discussion off of things that we've read. So we don't mind being corrected. We don't mind insight. Please, in the comments section, if you know more about this, I find it fascinating, and I know JP does as well. So tell us a little bit about it. Tell us.
Man, I saw on the internet just today, like something twice the size of Earth hit Neptune or something.
Really?
Yeah, I'm assuming it's not
bullshit. That's scarily close.
Yeah, well, I mean, think about that. Like, think the planets are like pool balls, and something like just alters that one just a little bit, and you know. But
let's see here. I'm pulling up more on
the heat death.
On this. Heat death does not imply any particular absolute temperature. It only requires that that temperature differences or other processes may no longer be exploited to perform work. In the language of physics, this is when the universe reaches thermodynamic equilibrium, maximum entropy. In the topology of the universe... if the topology of the universe is open or flat, or if dark energy is a positive cosmological constant, both of which are constant with current data, the universe will continue expanding forever, and the heat death is expected to occur with the universe cooling to approach equilibrium at a very low temperature after a very long time period. The hypothesis of heat death stems from the ideas of William Thomson, first Baron Kelvin, Lord Kelvin, who in the 1850s took the theory of heat as a mechanical energy loss in nature as embodied in the first two laws of thermodynamics and extrapolated to larger processes on it. Okay, so I know we're boring the hell out of some of you, so I'm going to quit reading that. But
you know, guys like that, I bet both of the people you mentioned there, the scientists, I bet if you looked them up, they're Freemasons.
Think so?
And that goes into what I've read up on, and what we had a commenter on our last Random Ramblings about the social conditioning, space fraud, how they were basically like gearing people up to believe that you don't have to believe in God and Judgment Day and all this stuff, because I mean the universe, it's all scientific, it's all going to burn out. You know, they were basically trying to create their own anti-religion with gravity at the center of it. And anyway, that's how when you started quoting that these guys were from the 1850s.
What about, do you buy into the, because it wouldn't be Random Rambling Wednesday if we didn't at some point get into some kind of conspiracy conversation.
Yeah, I love it.
I've read a lot.
I've got conspiracies, and I love talking about getting butt.
Right. Your two favorite things in the world, right?
Yeah, man. A lot of, I used to listen to Joe Rogan podcast. I'd have old girl in the room next to, anyway. Wait,
are you saying you would be doing the dirty while listening to Joe Rogan?
Joe Rogan or Alex Jones or Eddie Bravo.
You've done the dirty while listening to Neil
deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah.
Well, my neighbor's house is so close to mine that I would put something on in the front room to drown out the noise of, me.
Because JP was tearing that butt up.
Sometimes I would, yeah.
Well, I mean, you wouldn't need the drown out sound if you weren't tearing that butt up, right?
It's true.
I mean... But so I keep getting the weirdest friend request on Facebook. Does anybody else get these? Like, I don't even know how to say this person's name.
Beautiful Russian woman?
It's a beautiful woman, but I'm guaranteeing it's not actually her.
You know what's great is when you see these, like, they've got to be bots or whatever.
Okay, not to cut you off, sorry. In her profile picture, She is white. But in her other photos of herself, she is not white.
No, she does. That looks like a completely different person. But I love it when you see mutual friends and you've got those one or two guys that are just so horny and desperate and bored that they actually accept these requests.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah.
There's always a couple.
I mean, like, I don't know if they're bots trying to hack your account or porn bots trying to get you to subscribe.
Trying to sell you some booty pics.
I'm good. I'm good,
you, man. With we've talked about it. The radio thing's my complete income now. I'm giving up all my other stuff. Well, not like hustle money, but man, I've been thinking about selling some dirty stuff on the internet, like not locally. But,
when you say dirty stuff, are we talking like your used underwear? Are we talking about
just
videos
like
of you,
sex vids and stuff?
You and another person, like you and your girlfriend, or just you doing your thing solo? I don't know, man. Girls can tell us, and I don't want to get too perverted on this show. JP can. For me, I don't really. Right. But girls, is it the same? Like girls can make a career out of going solo, we're going to say.
Okay.
And plenty of guys will subscribe to that, and they love it. If JP here was going solo, ladies, is that something you would subscribe to see? Does watching a guy go solo do the same for you as watching a girl go solo seems to do for dudes? I feel like in order to make a lot of money, you probably would have to bring your girlfriend in.
Well, yeah, I've talked about that, but we've like my favorite person on Periscope, the real slim fella, he sells dick pics for like $1.99, and I think he does all right with them. But
wait, back up.
Yeah,
back up.
I haven't bought one. My friend Keidra at work wants one, but I'm like, I don't want him to get the wrong idea, and all this stuff. But
back up. Wait a minute.
Okay.
So your friend on Periscope sells pictures of his dick.
Yeah, not on Periscope. I think you have to go through some other venue.
And he makes money off of that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying he's like paying his bills, but I'm sure it's some nice supplemental income.
I'm not downing it. Again, I say I never try to down. Whatever gets you there. People are buying it. They're willing. It's not being forced on anyone. But that's just interesting. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah. Well, first of all, man, a lot of chicks watch porn more than we think. And number two,
I know.
If someone like me is selling something like that, a big customer base as well are going to be gay guys, which is cool with me. I mean, whoever wants to pay to.
Whoever,
watch,
yeah, right. Whoever can get joy from it, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Well, so you're thinking about doing that?
Like I said, I wouldn't want it to be local, and I wouldn't want my face to be in there.
You must be pretty proud of your dong if that's what you're going to do.
It's respectable, man. It's handsome. It's not the biggest dog in the fight, but it's respectable. And like I said, it's proportioned adequately. Like base to head and everything. I mean,
so I told you, man, random rambling can go anywhere. We started off talking about the heat. Let me put it in perspective for you.
Okay.
The trajectory of our podcast. We were talking about the heat death of the universe, and now we are talking about a description of your penis. That's why I love Random Rambling Wednesdays, man.
Here's my thing. Like, I'm pretty much making a vow to myself: no more square jobs, no more retail. Like, if it's not something I love, or something I can kind of do on the sly, I'm not doing it, man. I'm not going to be a slave to the corporation anymore, which I know we do kind of work for a corporation, but, we
work for a small corporation, a one-man owned.
And, I mean, we have fun with what we do, I mean, this is a cool gig. I mean, it has its moments for sure, but... So, yeah, that's my like, declaration going forward. No more square jobs. And if that means I got to put my dick out there a little bit in some capacity...
I think you and your girlfriend should just do your thing.
Well, look,
you don't even have to film your face. I feel like that would get you more attention and more money.
My companion, she already does this. She does Snap stuff. It's all solo. She makes a decent little supplemental income.
You could find like couples that are interested in swinging, even if y'all don't swing, but they would, maybe like to watch another couple or something.
Well, what I'm telling her, what I've been telling her. I mean, I've got 10 years on her. I'm 31. She's 21. I've got the dad bod. I'm furry, a little pudgy. I'm like, if we really want to make a go and make some money, we've got to do some incest porn. We've got to do like
what? Wait, all right, hold on, whoa.
Like incest porn's the hot thing right now.
Wait, hold on. I want to talk about this. I'm not snuffing that out. But first, with the pudgy dad bod, if we could actually get myself included, if we could get our lazy asses to the gym, we could change that. But so keep that in mind. We need to next week, man. Because I'm telling you, this hike's going to show us how out of shape we are.
Are you thinking of doing porn as well?
No. this backpacking trip is going to show us how out of touch we are with our. I mean, like probably 6-7 months ago, we probably could have aced this thing. Being we've been out of the gym for a couple of months, it's going to really take its toll, which is fine. I mean, I'm going into it expecting to be exhausted, which is why the whiskey's going to taste so good and why that hot food's going to be good. But you're talking about like role play incest porn?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, it's illegal to do real incest on the internet, I guess, in all 50 states. But no, I mean, that's the hot thing, I mean, she pretends like, I'm her neglectful father and her mom drops her off because she has
Please,
I'm
getting ready to have a daughter. Can y'all just do like brother and sister? I don't know that I would sleep well knowing JP's out there pretending to bang his daughter when I'm getting ready to have a daughter,
Well, I said, man, I mean, shame baiting, you'll never come harder because you're so ashamed of yourself and you're so disgusted with yourself that that's
like one of my favorite memes of all time. It's a link from Legend of Zelda or whatever. Right. But like it's like during porn and he's all happy looking, and it's like basically like when you jizz, he's all happy, and then afterwards it shows him squinting his eyes. It's like after the porn's done, after you finish, and it's like, what is this filth? Yeah, why are people allowed to watch porn?
You're so disgusted with yourself, but you never jizz them harder than when you're watching the most fucked up shit.
So you watched incest porn?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've done now look.
That's what I love about JP on this podcast, man, is the fact that there is, I mean, I think that it's admirable. I mean, even though we're talking about someone who gets off to incest porn, role-playing incest porn. Let's just make sure that's
real. That's better.
But it's admirable to have no shame in what you do. I mean, it might mess you up a time or two in life. But
number one, dude, I have a sacred obligation to this mic.
I can't believe that
It's a sacred obligation, and I'm gonna spit the truth into it. And I mean, like we were just saying, man, the universe is gonna burn out and die. Who gives a fuck what we say and don't say in the here and now?
That's very, very beautiful.
What's going to happen? You know what I mean?
I can't believe I just applauded you though for your. I'm
just saying. I'm going to wake up tomorrow and probably still be breathing, no matter. I mean, it's my one of my favorite comics, Joey Coco Diaz, which he's better as like a podcaster and interview than he is a comic. But he tweeted the other day like I'm going on 65. If I have something to say, fuck it, I'm going to say it. And what are you going to do? All you can do is suck my dick. And I think that's a beautiful sentiment, man. It's just, nobody ever made it to the top by playing it safe.
Joey Coco Diaz. Yeah. What has he been on? He looks very familiar. He's a
regular on Joe Rogan. That's how I got turned on to him. But he's been in some stuff. I mean, he's never had like a big breakout kind of thing. But no, man, with the incest porn, it was more like market research. But I mean, look, I'm not going to, go to a restaurant to see how it is without tasting the food. So obviously, have a wink.
Explain. All right. I'm confused.
I was telling you about, maybe supplementing income with the nudie videos. And I was just, trying to see what's trending as far as adult content goes.
Gotcha. And that's what people are looking at.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm going to, Quentin Tarantino, before he made Reservoir Dogs, he was working in a video store and watched 1 billion movies.
Right.
So I mean,
I love
same
the movies he made.
Which it wasn't. That was.
So for those ladies that have flirted with JP in the comments section, you may be able to get a lot closer with him.
Maybe
get a lot more acquainted with JP. So.
Dude, we've been talking about Patreon and bonus content.
No.
That might be some good bonus content.
Nope, not happening. Nope, because my name is tied to that too. You can jerk your winky all you want. You can pretend to bang your sister or your daughter all you want for money, but not on the Patreon.
I was gonna say,
I don't have to be involved in that. You do that. You do you, man. All I'll do is my duty to not judge you and be your friend no matter what. But I am not putting my name on it.
And then I'd have to split my jism money with you, and that that wouldn't hardly be fair because you're not busting nuts online. So
no, I'm not.
No, I'm just saying, man. Like I said, no more square jobs. If that's how I can supplement my income, then brother, whatever's clever, man.
And your lady makes good money off that?
I'm not saying she pays her bills with it. She said when she first started, she had a really big following and she was making some pretty killer money. Then she took a break, and now she's back on it. And
does she ever film it at your house? You got to tell me you've at least had her do it. I mean, that sounds like foreplay, right? Like you let her do that.
She's taken some pictures she's put on there before, but she's never made a video at my house. I mean,
I figured that would be like killer foreplay for you, that she would do that, and then that would kind of lead into y'all, getting freaky deaky afterwards.
Not a bad idea. I bet I do.
I mean, I feel like it would turn you on, the things that you're into. I feel like knowing that she's there doing that right there in your house and people are watching would get you all excited.
I don't know, man. It's weird. A lot of times, she's into the sex performance and all this stuff, and like a young liberal chick, I'm a, older, I don't want to say conservative, but I mean, you get more conservative as you get older, but generally if I have something that will make her uncomfortable, before she will with me, I don't know. But
very interesting stuff. Like I said, man, the conversation is going everywhere. We still got some time left, so there's no telling where it's going to go. But if you haven't by this point subscribed, but you're still listening, go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and like. Go ahead and share with your friends. This is, again, The Unfiltered. And if you are disgusted by this conversation, keep in mind that, we do a lot of other stuff. We talk about The Walking Dead, and JP's penis rarely comes up in subject on that one.
Sometimes.
We do a Current Events Tuesday, which is just where we search the internet and we talk about things that are kind of trending that day or might be studies that have just been published, whatever. And then we also have our Mail Call podcast, which is tomorrow, where we answer your questions. And I'm sure after this, we're going to have a lot of questions. And that's something else we need to kind of talk about. When we first started doing the Mail Call podcast, we used to get a lot of questions. I mean, just tons of them, more than we could answer. And it was a very humbling thing. It's like, man, it almost feels good to know that we have so many questions that we sometimes can't get to all of them. But now it's gotten to the point, and though we love them to death, mainly just our most loyal listeners are the ones asking questions, which you guys continue to ask. But we were talking about maybe not doing them anymore, or JP had the good idea of maybe starting to include them at the end of our Random Rambling Wednesdays, which would open up Thursday to do different podcasting. I mean, I'm trying to talk JP into this conspiracy podcast, and the good thing is JP wanted, which I understand, wanted to do a lot of research and all of that and have this prepared, but you just simply don't have the time to put into something like that.
I'm getting more free time.
What we can start doing is maybe we could start doing that, and we'll talk about a subject. You'll have a little computer around you. If you're unsure of something, we can look it up real quick. But we could still have these discussions because you still have lots of knowledge on what.
Man. But I do want to put something together that's very in depth, kind of like what we did, a couple years ago with the Negan and Rick compared to Cortez and Montezuma kind of thing.
So
it's not
folks,
like I had notes and
badger him in the comments. Tell him how bad you want that, because I'm excited. I mean, that would be your baby, man. I mean, all I would do is just sign on with you and let you run the show, man. I mean, it would be your thing. So you guys badger him in the comments. Tell him how bad you want that conspiracy podcast, and I think eventually you're going to get it. But basically for the mail call, man, don't hesitate to ask questions. It can be anything. It can be personal. It can be Walking Dead. We started off getting a mix of like, what do you think is going to happen in The Walking Dead with this or that? And then it started getting to where people were asking personal questions, which was perfectly fine.
Yeah, I love it.
Actually was funner than The Walking Dead thing, to be honest. So, if you guys want to keep that up, definitely leave comments.
Oh, yeah. I'm an open book.
JP does not hold much back. I hold a little bit back, but... leave some questions in there. We're more than thrilled to answer them.
Yeah, man.
But I wanted to make sure I brought that up before. And though this isn't current events, let me see if there's anything worth talking about on the internet today.
I actually found a story the other day that I meant to send to you. It was a dumb criminal thing, and now I can't remember what it was.
Oh, man, now I'm curious.
It was on another radio station's page, but Jesus, I can't remember what it was now. Oh,
man, what did you think about the what's his name, Jesse Smollett, having all those charges dropped after he
the actor who staged
the racial attack or whatever, and he was allegedly, according to his lawyer or whatever, that they've dropped all the charges.
Yeah, and I've seen pictures of him with like the Obamas and stuff. I mean, I just think it's the case he's connected with the right people, and regardless of what side you're on, if you know the right people in the right places, you're going to get off.
The state attorney's office said, quote, after reviewing all of the facts and the circumstances of the case, including Mr. Smollett's volunteer service in the community and agreement to forfeit his bond to the city of Chicago, we believe this outcome is just disposition and appropriate resolution to this case. Now, it doesn't mean anyone thinks he's innocent. They just figure that forfeiting his bond and doing volunteer service, coupled with the fact that he has a clean record, was enough to just lay this to rest.
I'm telling you, man, what everybody's really pissed off about is the Mueller thing, the Russia probe to see whether or not there was collusion between the Trump campaign and Russia. And, of course, it came up that, there was no collusion, but now everyone's like, oh, the FBI's full of shit, President Trump, browbeat them, whatever. And it's wild, man. It's wild what's going on.
The world is crazy. Now, here's something interesting. Again, this is the last thing I'll share in terms of, because we have a current events Tuesday for this. But what age do you think, without looking, contains the most drama? How old do you think you'll be when you're going to, on average, experience the most drama of your entire life? Your phone's possessed over there.
Yeah, it's blinking. I need to get a new phone. I don't know, man. There's always drama coming out because my family's fucking crazy, but I've gotten better at just, dealing with it.
Well, according to a new survey, the age in your life where you have the most drama is... Hold on, you know what? I just put all these sound effects. I loaded up, and I haven't used them much at all. Let's see. Where is my short drum roll? You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. The age is 26.
26.
26 is the age when you experience the most drama, but that's not always a bad thing. The survey also found that people looking back think their life was most exciting during the time when it was the most dramatic. So, you got to take the good with the bad, I guess.
Yeah, man. Well, they say your personality is not even fully formed until you're like 27, something like that.
Is that right? I would say so, man. I would punch 21-year-old me in the face.
Yeah, and I don't even think that your brain physically is fully developed until you're like 27-ish, something like that.
Well, I know it's like 25. That's why smoking weed, they say, what is it, that if you're over the age of 25, moderate pot smoking, there's really not much harm in it because but people under 25, like your cognitive development or something stops. Once you're 25, part of your brain is still developing up to that point.
Right.
And that's why they advise people under 25, which I do know people, man. I do know people who smoked a lot of weed when they were teenagers, which didn't we all? But they really?
I didn't smoke till I was 20 years old.
It's like I got it out of my system a little bit younger.
I've been
not saying that I'm against it or anything like that. I mean,
man, I'll just straight up I've been a semi-daily smoker since I was about 20.
Right,
and a few breaks here and there, but
not to protect myself. I won't say whether I do or don't.
Right,
but they say, but that's why they say young. I do know people that smoked so much as teenagers, and now when you have a conversation with them, they talk kind of like this, and they're slow, and their reactions are slow, and you want to say, oh, that's just him or her, but then after you meet a few, you talk to a few of these people, and you're like, man, all 5 of them were humongous stoners.
Yeah, they probably would have been retards anyway.
Don't say retards.
I know they would have been retarded. I'm sorry.
Right.
Retarded is fine. Retard's not cool. I generally don't even say that word. I don't like insensitive words, but sometimes you say insensitive stuff. But no, man, I've probably told you this before. I would not be sitting here right now if I didn't like to get high.
What?
I went to the mall one day, high as a cat in a tree.
Oh, that actually, you know what? Save that as an incentive for tomorrow's, because that is actually a question. Someone asked, how did we meet?
Okay. Well,
so not to cut you off, but I'm saying that actually would be great, because we don't have that many questions for tomorrow's mail call. So that would be a great answer, to tell the story of how we met, why we started podcasting, all of that.
This is like the precursor to us meeting.
Right.
There was actually a long chain of events that led to it. But
really? I'm excited to hear the chain of events.
Me going to the mall stoned was definitely like the catalyst, and we'll get into that tomorrow.
And so weed... This podcast brought to you by weed.
Yep, sure enough. But no, man, I definitely don't think teenagers should be getting stoned. That's for sure. Drinking or anything.
Nothing?
Yeah, well, I mean, the brain's develop. The brain's developed.
You didn't do JP. Actually, it's so funny how because, like I said, I mean, I would not have liked a younger me. I just and I think a lot of people are like that. If I could reach back to my younger self and just Homer Simpson myself, where he strangles Bart,
right?
I probably would. But But yeah, but at the same time, I kind of got a lot of the wild and I don't give a damn out of my system at by 23 or so. And JP, on the other hand, I was really wild and running around doing a lot of stuff. JP was very mild-mannered.
Very reserved.
It's kind of like Spider-Man, right? Like mild-mannered.
Yeah, man. Well,
by 20s, in his teens, mild-mannered JP.
I had a very strict, very domineering mom, man. And it was like living in the Soviet Union. Like, they won't. I mean, she wasn't like.
I was going to say, I don't know if it was like living in.
Ass, but it definitely,
I was going to say, I'm sure some former Soviet Union citizens would disagree.
What, they like living in the Soviet Union? No,
that you had it nothing like
wasn't
they
quite
did.
As bad as the Soviet Union.
They're probably like, you want to talk about bad? Let's talk.
Right. No, I'm sure we ate a lot better than the Soviet Union. I'm just saying.
Speaking of which, I'm starving. Are you hungry?
Nah, man, my stomach is filter whirls all day. I'm not eating probably till about lunchtime.
Oh man,
which isn't far from now, but. Yeah, man, I didn't really come out of my shell until.
Let me tell you.
Recently.
Let me tell you, JP is going to win me the lottery because JP apparently has luck. We went to a chamber event here in our town, and it's just basically a networking thing where you just meet people, and essentially we try to sell them radio advertising. Mm-hmm. And if you're not familiar with chamber events, almost all of them have door prizes. You drop your ticket in the thing, and one was a gift basket, and the reason I'm thinking about this is because I'm starving, and I was trying to figure out what you might have left in the gift basket. But JP's standing there, and they do the first thing, and then when they're going for the gift basket, JP's like, "Oh boy, I hope I win," and then they actually draw his name, and I'm like, "You lucky bastard! Let's go play the lottery."
Man. And it's pretty cool. Like the girl drawing was someone I went to high school with. I hadn't seen since like 2006.
The girl doing the drawing, you're saying?
Yep. I need to email her, by the way. I totally forgot about Kedra. Or Kedra.
I was going to say Kedra is the other girl that you worked with.
Kedra. She's got one of those weird names where you feel like there should be an N there or an L or something, but it's just like Kedra or something.
It just cuts you off.
Yeah.
Well, Kedril would be weird.
Well, that my girl at work, that is her. It does have an L at the end.
Kedril?
It's Kedril.
Oh, Kedril. Okay, yeah. Kedril just sounds like a fuel alternative.
Right. It just doesn't roll off the tongue, so I call her Kedra. Everybody does. I think the L is silent. She doesn't think so, and it is her name, but I think it is.
Well, I think that is going to bring a close to this podcast, unless you've got something else you really want to dig into before we go.
Yeah, I guess that's about it, man. I'm satisfied.
Satisfied?
I don't know what we'll title this one, man. We've covered a lot of shame baiting, sex work,
incest porn.
Yeah, next time we'll have to get into the sex work, man. Like I said, that question.
Oh yeah, we were going to talk about that. I forgot about that. Yeah, about the whole Cardi B thing.
And it's whatever, but
Cardi B.
Just if you think of being a sex worker, whether it's a stripper or porno or whatever, is demeaning to women, or if it empowers them because they're owning their sexuality and using it to their advantage.
At the end of the day, and I refuse to get political on the podcast, but at the end of the day, I feel like it's your body. You do what you want to with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but from a not political, like from a moral standpoint, do you think? I mean, you're getting ready to be a father. You've got sisters. Do you think it's demeaning to women to masturbate on camera for guys like me to pay to see? Not that I've ever paid for porn because that's ridiculous, but ridiculous because I want to sell some.
I think that depends in part too on the people that are viewing it. I think if they are fully aware and they're doing what they want to do, then I guess it could kind of be an empowering thing because it's just them utilizing what they've got to make some money. And some women make a ton of money. But as far as, you can't control whether it objectifies them or not, just in the sense of that depends on who's watching it. You know what I mean? Like a guy might watch it and objectify the woman, or he might watch it and have a little, you know what I mean? It's a tough question. I like it. It's definitely something hard to dive into.
Demean women, or that's the big question. Like a lot of new age feminists are like, it empowers us because we're using our bodies, our sexuality, to generate revenue and all this stuff. And on the other hand, a lot of old school feminists and Christians and stuff like that are like, no, it's demeaning to women. They should be, using their brain to get ahead and all this stuff.
Right.
And at what point? I mean, it's almost like a track star. I mean, he's using his body to,
That's a good point.
Like a model. Just because you're modeling, bathing suits, how's that any different than sticking your fingers up your butt for somebody on YouPorn. I don't know.
It's a good question. One that I don't really think I could even answer without taking time to think about it, because you're right. I mean, I don't know. That's a very good, actually, I was just having a conversation with the CEO of the chamber yesterday about like feminism.
Did she do it?
No, no.
Man, she's a saucy mama. I'm very attracted to her.
We were just talking about how, like, basically they have these women empowered things, but they don't exclude men, because she just wanted to be clear that, when they do female oriented things, it's not in the name of like demeaning, they're not the level of feminism that hates men. They're just the level of feminism that is, like you were saying, like, use your brain, be your own woman. Like, women can be leaders, women can be, yada, yada, yada. We're just talking about the differences between like that type of feminism versus like the extremists who are just like, the world don't need men. Like, there's actually, my girlfriend showed me, there's like this level of feminism, these women on YouTube that preach don't have babies, like don't procreate, don't give the man that, yada, yada, yada. Kind of like on Rick and Morty, like, the womenless society, the menless society, whatever it's called.
Like Why the Last Man.
Yeah, man, that's such a good read.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a great question. And I think that we should think on it. And then next Wednesday.
We should.
That is a great idea.
For that?
Maybe, yeah. Well, she wants to come up here to do the paranormal podcast, which, by the way, we're going to do a paranormal podcast. It's not going to be an ongoing thing, somewhere between 5 and 10 of them. And we're going to get different people. Like, we'll do one. Actually, you know what? We could do the first one next week and just do our own experiences. And then episode 2, we'll bring like our friend Jesse or somebody. And then each time we'll have someone different that has claimed to have. We got Andrew over at the comic shop has said he would love to do it.
I'm not going to lie. I've never had one.
You never had a single paranormal experience in your entire life?
Like waking dream kind of thing. But so maybe that was. I don't know.
I am very skeptical on ghosts, but I have had, and I think that the majority of the time when there's a ghost experience, that it's very easily explainable. It's just the mind putting something where there is nothing. But there are some things that have happened in my life that I just cannot explain. And I'm not necessarily saying they were ghosts. I'm just saying I can't think of what could have been. I've got quite a few, but then again, I don't have a lot of them. And again, I'm skeptical. I hear something in the basement. Like, I'll be in the basement. My girlfriend has 2 cats, and they are very active and running around. And I'll hear something, and my first thought is, like, there's someone in the house. And then it might be, is the house haunted? And then it's, oh, yeah, it's probably the cats. Like, I try to train my brain to be a little bit more like, try to rationalize, like, what could it be? And then, like, some of these things I cannot explain what they could be. So, but we want to do that. But so, yeah, maybe we could knock out 2 in one day. We could do a podcast on that and get a female perspective, because you're right. It's really not even our place to talk about it, because we're not women and we don't.
I think it'd be valuable to have a lady's perspective.
Absolutely. So, or if there's any ladies out there that could Skype in or Google Hangouts or something, maybe we could get you on the podcast and talk about it.
Yeah, and one thing with Periscope, for anyone watching us live, there is an option to like call in where we can hear you.
Ooh, and we have
another. How well that would work with the podcast.
Well, we have another mic right there, so you wouldn't sound perfect, but we could easily set that mic up under the phone, and it would definitely clearly get your audio. So you could definitely still be on on there. So yeah, there's an option if you want to join us live on Periscope one morning. And we'll do it. So yeah, that's a great idea. I like that. I like the thought-provoking nature of that.
There you go.
Oh, so I think that's going to wrap it up for this week's Random Rambling podcast. Good conversation. I enjoyed it. I am anxious to see where your career takes you, my friend.
Yeah, man. Or if I even have one, I might be just dancing on the street for quarters.
You might be, but hey, I'll come down there and I'll throw a couple dollars at you.
Hey, man.
But so if you've made it this far, either you really hate us or you didn't. You actually enjoyed it more than you thought you would. So why not go ahead and subscribe?
Let's do it.
Like I said, if you want a more just pure audio version, you can go to SoundCloud or CastBox, available on both. Just search the Podcasting Dead while you're there. Subscribe to us. Subscribe on YouTube if that's where you're at. Hit the follow button. And we'll see you tomorrow, right? For the
We will.
Mail Call Podcast.
Comments and questions.
And don't forget, we're trying to go through all the videos. So if you have a mail call question, we prefer it on the mail call video of last week, but you don't have to. If you want to leave it on a video non-mail call related, just put a hashtag mail call with it so it'll stand out to us and we won't miss it. But let's get some questions so we can keep that going. Otherwise, we might end up cutting mail call out, or we might just do it once a month as opposed to every week. Like we'll
incorporate it into other videos every now and then.
Right. But we like doing it, so we hope to keep doing it. But that depends entirely on you and your foot coming up, man. I was just like, what the f is that?
Oh, boy.
It's like, what is popping up over there? That freaked me out for a second.
I'm sorry.
But, no need to apologize. It got me. I didn't have my coffee this morning, so that was good to kind of get me up and moving. So we will catch you again tomorrow.
Can't wait.
I'm Justin.
And I'm JP.
And we are the Podcasting Dead.